1386 in Florence, Italy, and died there later in December 13th, 1466 at 80 years old. He was a key figure during the Renaissance time period. Donatello was known for representing anatomy correctly, making a sense of individuality, mastering diverse materials such as bronze, terracotta, marble, wood, and stucco, developing a new shallow relief called the Staccato relief, and using a single vanishing point perspective in relief. Donatello's most famous piece was his bronze sculpture of David, known for his freestanding nude contrapposto pose. The sculpture was made to capture David's confidence and grace and was known for realism. Renaissance Italy was male-dominated. Power passed from father to son, and both religious and secular authorities insisted upon the superiority of men in masculinity. The sexual ambiguity and effeminacy of Donatello's David helps emphasize that the youth's victory could only be achieved by God's intervention, thus being Donatello's most famous work.
Another one of Donatello's creations could include the St. George statue. The St. George statue represents a young, strong, and determined knight who is ready to defend against every threat. He was a popular soldier in the early Renaissance, who was also known as a military hero and a patron saint of the Armorer's Guild, or Guide. He wears armor with a tunic tossed over his shoulder, revealing the plated leather underneath. A drill hole on his forehead suggests he originally wore a helmet or a wreath. His right hand, which likely held a blade, is clenched, and his gaze is intense and focused, conveying a sense of courage and resolve. The statue was made of marble and was originally placed in the church of Orán Michel in Florence, near Donatello's statue of St. Mark. This sculpture is called the equestrian statue of Gattameleta. It was completed in 1453. The bronze sculpture of the Venetian Condorio Erasmo da Narni shows a prominent mercenary leader on horseback, which was also known as Gattameleta, which means honeyed cat, and is considered a first full-scale equestrian sculpture. Gattameleta is portrayed as a composed, alert, and watchful leader ready for battle. He is depicted at the height of his military abilities, with a baton symbolizing his leadership and a sword at his side. The horse is shown in a calm trot with lifelike details such as folds of skin, an open mouth, and pricked ears. The podium on which the statue stands is adorned with classical winged genii and two carved mausoleum doors, inspired by Roman sarcophagi, adding to the funerary symbolism. The last sculpture I'm going to be talking about is the Penitent Magdalene. It's a wooden sculpture that depicts a gaunt, emaciated, and deeply spiritual Mary Magdalene, who is a biblical figure traditionally associated with repentance and conversion. She is shown here in a state of penance. The Magdalene is portrayed as an old, haggard woman with sunken eyes, protruding cheekbones, and a mouth revealing missing teeth, reflecting a life of hardship and fasting. She is clad in tattered rags and her long hair, which serves as a garment, and it covers her body. The sculpture aims to evoke a sense of profound spirituality and transformative power of repentance, rather than focusing on the beauty of youth. Some fun facts about Donatello. He developed the flattened relief, which is now called the Staccato. He popularized a unique manner of communicating motion in otherwise inanimate stone called Figura Serpentinata, which shows figures in energetic and spiraling poses. Donatello spent his later years in Florence, often working for the Medici family, and his works, such as the Bronze David, were commissioned by Cosimo de' Medici. Donatello was buried at the Basilica of San Lorenzo next to Cosimo de' Medici the Elder, reflecting the deep respect and admiration the Medici family had for him. Donatello's work, particularly his Bronze David, is said to have inspired Michelangelo's famous statue of the same subject. And lastly, Donatello was never married. He was fully devoted to art.